Once upon a whisper, in a far-off kingdom that only appeared on the softest nights, there was a forest glade bathed in eternal twilight, where soft lavender fog wove through ancient trees. In the heart of this glade, there grew a lone, shimmering tree, whose bark was spun from silver and leaves glistened like emeralds touched by moonlight. The forest had many secrets, but the greatest of them all was the silent songbird. This bird, as the tales whispered, knew every song ever sung, every melody ever dreamed. But she hadn't sung a note in hundreds of years, having traded her voice for a wish yet unfulfilled. The bird was said to appear only under a silvery crescent moon, perched upon the shimmering tree, waiting patiently as dreams drifted through her like a river of stardust. One evening, as stars dotted the sky like the tiniest lamps of lost travelers, a girl named Alys stumbled into the glade. Alys was a wanderer, dressed in patchwork clothes woven from scraps of forgotten dreams, her heart brimming with curiosity and a sorrow she never spoke of. She had been following a faint trail of bellflowers, each one lighting up like a little star as she passed. Soon, the sound of soft murmuring filled her ears, though she could see no one but the tall trees and dancing shadows. In the glade, she saw the silent songbird, perched on a branch, her feathers a thousand colors that shifted with every breath of the wind. Alys felt her heart quiver at the sight, as if a piece of her forgotten joy had just awoken. She approached slowly, careful not to disturb the peace, and whispered to the bird, "I've traveled far, though I don't know what I seek. I think I am lost." The bird tilted her head, her eyes shimmering like pools of forgotten wishes. And though she did not sing, a melody swelled in the air, faint but enchanting, like an echo of an echo. Alys closed her eyes and listened. In that moment, she felt her sorrow lift, floating away like mist in the morning light. The songbird, silent as always, seemed to read her heart. Then, a voice gentle, otherworldly drifted into her mind. "If you could wish for one thing, dear wanderer, what would it be?" Alys pondered. She wanted many things: an end to her sorrow, answers to her questions, and the warmth of a home she'd never had. But more than anything, she wanted a story of her own, something no one else had lived. And so she spoke aloud, "I wish for a journey that no one else has ever taken, to places unseen by others, and to return with a story that belongs only to me." The songbird watched her for a long moment, and then, with a flash of her many-colored wings, dropped a single feather that floated down into Alys' outstretched hand. It was warm and alive, humming with quiet magic. "Follow where the feather points," the voice urged, "and your story will find you." Alys took the feather, which glowed softly in her hand, and followed where it led. Through tangled vines that parted as she approached, over rivers that whispered secrets of the deep, and up mountains that brushed the stars, the feather guided her. Every step felt like a page turned in a forgotten book, and every sight like a memory she was rediscovering. At last, she came to the end of her journey in a place that didn't seem to be part of the earth at all, a cliff that overlooked the entire kingdom, where the sky itself felt close in. She looked out, holding the feather to her heart, and as she did, she felt a soft warmth. It was as though all her sorrows were fading away, melting into the boundless sky. Then, she understood. Her journey was her story. She was the keeper of this tale, a part of the dream that the songbird had woven, and she would carry this magic forever. With a quiet smile, she turned back to the glade. The silent songbird was waiting there, her eyes gleaming as she listened to Alys' story. And in that moment, for the first time in centuries, the songbird began to sing a melody that held every joy, every sorrow, every hope ever felt. Alys knew that the song was hers to carry as well. And so, she left the glade, her heart filled with song, the feather a keepsake of the journey that had been hers alone. The silent songbird returned to her perch, her voice having found its place, and the glade went still, waiting for the next dreamer to wander through. And if you ever find yourself in the quiet of the twilight, you may hear, fatally, the echo of the song that carries Alys' tale, drifting through the trees, waiting to be heard once more.